Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and build a fuselage out of balsa wood. This will be the 13-inch section between the nose and where the servos go. It ain't much now, but it will be. Alright, well, I cut me some sides and I glued the box I made. Glue the sides onto it. I copied my fan jet 2 exactly. My little former down in the back. And that's where I'm at. And then the nose gear will bolt on right here. And then I'll finish the nose after I put the nose gear and all that on. Got my servos. I made some servo rails and they plop in there right back against that former perfectly. So I'm gonna glue the servos in and then I think we'll get to start fitting the wing, and gotta figure out if I'm gonna build the tail out of balsa or if I'm gonna wait for a foam board. Might as well do it out of balsa since I have balsa. My foam board won't be here for 4 or 5 more days. I got impatient, so I'm building it out of balsa. The wings are finished, sitting right there. Just needs a fuselage and the fan. Making progress. All right, well, I've got the wing slits cut and my foam board wings fit the balsa wood fuselage nicely. So now he has a cousin. Yeah, the balsa wood fuselage turned out really nice. It's not done yet. And then we got the wings. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Now I gotta cut out the tail and finish her up. All right, well, I got a couple braces put in the back. Servos are in, wing bolt plates in, nose gear mount is in. I don't think I'm gonna use this giant one, but that goes on a 40 size plane. I might cut it down and still use it just because I have it, but I ordered a couple, so those will be coming. I ordered them from Amazon, and then I also ordered some hinges for my tail surfaces from Amazon. They're $7 right now for a pack of 20 of hinges, CA hinges. Pretty good deal. That's where we're at right now. All the holes are cut for the wings. The wings fit great. Gotta build the nose and then sheet the top and bottom. We're just gonna sheet the bottom for now though, until we get the control rods in there. And then monocoat. All right, well, I got it all sheeted. Actually turned out really nice for a total scratch build. All I started with was a square box. Yeah, sanded that piece a little thin. It'll be fine. So, got to make the nose cone and work on cutting out my tail, and I think I'm going to use that foam over there for the tail. I think we'll keep the tail foam board. I don't know. I might look through my balsa wood and see if I have a nice piece for that, but I think the foam board, I can make the hinge out of the foam board instead of waiting on the hinges to arrive, so I think I might just go that route. All right, well, I got the horizontal cut. I don't know, it looks a little fatter to me than the one on the jet over there. I did go a little bigger with the elevator. Not that much bigger. See, instead of having to wait on my hinges, I'll just make the one out of foam board. It sits real nice and flat on there too. It's actually built straight. Very nice. All right. That'll work. All right, so I went ahead and went with foam tail surfaces with a balsa wood leading edge, so the bugs don't tear up the foam, and it gives it a lot of strength. Now it's time for paint and monocoat. All right, well, I got the tail mounted. I got the elevator hooked up. Just one solid push rod. That's why I've left the top off. Put the rudder push rod in there, and then I'm gonna finish sheeting the top and monocoat it. Turned out pretty good though. Looks pretty straight. All right, so I'm test fitting my push rod. I've already had the control horn on and hooked up. Just marking the hole, cutting the hole for the push rod to go through. So looks like it's gonna work out pretty good. Gonna notch it a little bit longer and then go ahead and cover that piece before I glue it on. That way it's done. But we're getting there. All right, well, there you go. It's all monocoated, ready to cut the monocoat, the holes, cut the monocoat where the holes are for the wings, and get to started mounting the wings on there. See how everything fits. I also put a little hole here in the front for airflow, because it's gonna need it. But not a bad monocoat job. Well, the wings fit pretty good. I got a pretty good gap on this side. I don't want to shorten the wing to make it flat, but this side looks real nice. So I'll make some sort of fillet for it, or I don't know what I'm going to do there yet. The wings fit good. And they're perfectly level with the horizontal tail, which is a big part of the design. It really makes a big difference when you're flying, and the other one I designed and built that way, and it flies amazing. Hopefully this one will too. All right, well, the main gear's not bolted on yet, but nose gear, main gear, I just bent the main gear. It looks like it came out pretty good. All right, well, my fan unit showed up. This I got for $27 on eBay. It's a 3000 kV motor, 2836, and it says 3S on it, so I guess I can't run a 4S battery. It came with a little front scoop, but in order to mount it on here, I had to take the front scoop off of it. It's 11 blades. It's a lot quieter than the 5 blade, and it's got some power. Hopefully with this 3-cell, it'll be able to get this off the ground. If not, we'll change fan units, but it's supposed to be a 70 millimeter, it's 7 centimeters, so that makes it 70 millimeters, I think. So I checked the rotation. I also did an amp check. It's pulling 28 to 29 amps at full throttle. So I have a 40 amp ESC in it. Hopefully that'll end up being enough. It's just an FMS 40 amp. It's my receiver sitting there. I haven't pinned the wires, the motor leads up. I haven't cleaned any of the wiring up yet. But yeah. Now I just got to come up with some sort of top. Put the wings on. I still haven't built the nose. I'm getting ready to do that right now. But the landing gear, front gear's hooked up, steers great. Got lots of steering control. The main gear's drilled and ready to go on, but I'm not going to put that on until I'm done with all this other stuff. So she's coming along quick. Alright, so I'm working on the nose. Covered that piece ahead of time because of the gear being in the way. Got a nice spot for the battery. I'm going to go ahead and make a screw down hatch for this area, and then a hinged hatch for the battery area. Put the side pieces on the nose, sand it round, and get it covered with monocoat. That'll be it. The gear's already made, drilled, and ready to go. Haven't cut my axles down yet, but that's the landing gear I bent for it. We're just about finished. Well, something like that. Give it a nice monocoat job, but I'm going to make the hatches first. That way I can just finish the monocoat all at the same time. But hey, not bad for a balsa wood nose, a hollow one. Just hope we never have to get in there and adjust that wheel collar in there holding that gear on. Everything is pretty tight, so hopefully it stays that way. At least I can still adjust the steering part, but just won't be able to take that nose gear off without cutting one of these sides out. But I think that looks good. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about here. I may just leave it wide open for airflow. So I wanted to point out to you guys, save your Amazon packing foam that comes with things you order. That's where all this foam came from that I'm making my battery pouch out of. Real simple. So make sure you save that foam, then you don't have to buy this kind of stuff. Alright, well, I ended up doing my hatch with cardboard. And then here's the hatch with the hold down. So I wanted to show you my wing screws mounted, sucked down nice and tight. That's all that's holding the wings on. That's all that's holding those wings on is the same design, and mine's a little beefier. And I'm hooking the ailerons up now for flaperons. And if you don't know how to do that, and you have a radio that does flaperons, you plug one aileron plug into the aileron jack, and you plug the other one into the auxiliary 1 jack. That'll give you flaperons. So I'm going to finish plugging that in, put that hatch back on, and set up my flaps. And that is one scratch build from zero to everything. Wings, fuselage, you name it. Even bent the landing gear. So it came out 2 ounces heavier than the foam board one, if you can believe that or not. I couldn't, but it is. I went with a taller vertical fin than on the other one over there. Everything else is identical, except this motor's a bigger motor, and this is an 11 blade fan versus the 5 blade fan, so it's a lot quieter. So when we get some good weather, we'll go out and give it a test fly. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And 93% of you are not subscribers. Please subscribe and help out the channel. Thanks.